with the Creativity Cave. I am Dina Rico and I'm super excited to see you today. I hope that you guys are off to a great start to your week. I am looking for some Stampin' Lips that are gonna match my outfit for today. What was I gonna say? There we go. I hope that you guys had a great weekend. I actually had kind of an unexpected weekend. It wasn't very nice here, so we ended up kind of at the last minute driving to see Ella. She was in Ames, which is where she goes to college this weekend, because she had to move out of her apartment from this last year. And so we drove to see her, which was really fun. I haven't seen her since about May, I think. So that was really great. And we brought Izzy to see her so that she could see Izzy, and that was really wonderful. They were both quite happy to see one another. And then she needed to get a bed for her apartment for next year, so we helped her find a bed. And so that was really lovely. It was kind of a lot of driving in one day, but we had a great time. And then yesterday, my sweetheart was super nice. He put up some shelves for me out in my shipping department. That's what we call it. And that was really helpful. We were trying so hard to get last week okay, so let me break this down for you. I decided to hire a organizer to come help me here. I have when we moved here, I went through a ton of my stuff, like pretty well, but I needed to kind of go through everything again. And you know how when you run out of time, you just do things? Well, that's kind of what happened when we moved, and that was 4 years ago. And my business has kind of picked up just a bit since. And I also, it's been crazy here. So, things just kind of get shoved and whatnot. So anyway, Whitney helped me find an organizer, and so she helped me so much just this past week. Well, I wasn't supposed to see her until August. She came and looked at my space. We had our little consultation, and I was impressed. She did not run away screaming, so that was good. And she had a cancellation, so we got started kind of unexpectedly last week. And she came over and we got some really good stuff done. And part of why I'm even doing this is, first of all, I want somebody who has fresh eyes on this place. Because I was telling my new assistant, Lee, this today. When she came over to interview, I was kind of horrified by the tour I gave her. It just is kind of chaotic here. And there's so much stuff that comes in and goes out every week. It's really crazy. So I'm hoping she can help me with a lot of different things. But we started by, you guys, I am a little embarrassed. I will show you pictures. I have before and after pictures. Last week, literally all we did was my desk, my computer is on. I won't lie, I have felt not terribly motivated to do anything lately because my desk is just my space is such a disaster. Can any of you relate to this? I kind of feel like maybe I'm not the only one in this boat. So, and I'll flip my camera on and show you my before and my after pictures. Wow. I felt I feel like a huge weight is on my shoulders when I'm here, because I know it is such a disaster and I know that I need to do something about it, but I can't because I have so much work I need to do, and blah. So, you know, it's just kind of like, ugh. Well, she helped me, and we got rid of a whole bunch of stuff, like a whole carload of stuff to donate, and then a whole carload of stuff to throw away. So I think we're on the right track. It's going to be a process. Also, I kind of feel like I'm also at a point in my business where I can invest a little bit so that I don't have to have mixed matched like things. We can be a little more professional here at the Creativity Cave. And I really want people who, especially the people who help me, feel good about being here to help me. So, yeah. Okay. So I feel like we're in a good place here with this. Y'all understand my situation because you're maybe in the same kind of space yourselves. So a couple things that she's shared with me that might help you. One is you can have things that you like and they're nice, or you know you appreciate or like them, but that doesn't mean you have to keep them. And so that was really helpful. Like there were things that, I mean, we all have like emotional attachments to things, but sometimes not everything has to remain with you, you know? And I haven't really watched the Marie Kondo Spark Joy, but I get the concept. Oh, thank you for, thank you. Thank you, piece of paper, for being in my life. You know what I mean? And move on, say goodbye. So I got rid of a lot of things that I've been wanting to get rid of, that either were great for a time, but maybe not so much. So yeah. And then I also just needed somebody to supervise me. Like, can you relate to that? Because otherwise I would just be sitting here like, oh, this is nice. I don't know. And then I'd set it aside to deal with later, but then I wouldn't come back and deal with it later, right? So she kind of forced me to deal with things. And then she said a lot about like, okay, where is this going to go? If you're going to keep it, where's it going to go? Where's the space for this? And so that really helped too, because like, okay, there's only so much space and I have plenty of space. So it's more like getting everything under control. So the hard part about it though is we're going to do a little bit of maybe remodel-y-ish kind of stuff. And so I feel a little bit like it all has to happen at the same time. Because like if I'm going to take a table from out there and put it in here, and I need to take these out there and put them out there, and then I got to switch around some stuff, and we got to move the yarn. So there's a lot of things, and it feels like they all have to happen at the same time, but we're getting there. It's going to be amazing. Okay. So I'm going to flip my camera because I want to show you these before and after pictures because they're kind of glorious. And I think you will appreciate it. I have been wanting to do this for so long, you guys, like so long. You think I need to close for a week? I could do like 2 solid weeks and then we'd be good. Maybe that's with supervision and a taskmaster. And because like some of it is just like schlepping out all the stuff, right? Like we gotta haul it upstairs and we've got to either take it to Goodwill or take it to wherever, you know, or like I filled up our garbage bin and all those things. So, I mean, there's just a lot. And so, yeah, I'm going to pass on some gems. And then the other thing is I'm going to show you my space. Like people ask to see my space all the time. And honestly, you guys, I'm too embarrassed to show you. And here's a good example. Like I'll just kind of scooch over and let's just say this is not as bad as it has been for a really long time. This is actually relatively not bad. So this is just a little table here. Whitney and I used to sort all of my classes on this table, but now they're all out in our shipping department. Anyway, like down here is a bunch of yarn stuff. And then there's on the top of the table. The other thing is I have cards constantly in and out of this place, and paper constantly in and out of this place, and so many things. So yeah, like this is just kind of a mess. And this is not even like, this is good compared to what it used to be. So the other thing I was like, when I do my videos, it needs to look better behind me. So we're working on that too. And then I'll just give you a little peek. Again, we don't judge at the Creativity Cave. That's our rule. Just so you know. So like, look, there's just stuff everywhere. Like these, you guys will love this. And please tell me you can relate to this. So I bought these like 2 years ago for Christmas gifts. They're electronic picture frames for the grandparents. Have I put any pictures in them? Have I given them to the grandparents? No. They've just been sitting in my office. Anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna flip my camera so I can show you these pictures on my phone. They're, well, you'll see. It's impressive. And remember, when you see the befores, we don't judge at the Creativity Cave. I think it's just important to remember. Okay, so I'm gonna flip my camera and then you can see this. And I will tell you, it's so hard to be creative when you're so like exhausted. Okay, so here you go. So here's just like stuff piled all over. And I was like, there's no room on my desk for me to do anything. Like there's just absolutely no room. So I wanted to be able to like work at my desk, but I couldn't do it because there's so much stuff on my desk. Okay, so are you guys ready for the after? Like you're gonna flip. It's pretty crazy. So let me find the after. Oh, look, there's my dog. Isn't she cute? There. Aww. Okay, sorry. Let me find the after. That wasn't the after. The after is right here. And it's actually a little better than that because we got a little stand that holds my 2 monitors up a little bit. And so there's actually even more desk space. I know, right? So we really cleaned out stuff. We now have an official filing system. My drawers are not constantly out because I can't close them. I know, you guys, seriously. Now, this took quite a while, but we got there. Also, I had a printer sitting right there. It's now sitting over here on a separate little thingy. Whoops. Oh, there's my dog again. Isn't she cute? Okay, sorry. I got to get back to that picture. Let's see. Where'd it go? Okay. Seriously. Oh, that's right. My after picture was before my before picture. Okay. So, yeah. So this took one whole day. Well, yeah, about a day. So now I have a filing system here, and then the rest of the files are in here. All these drawers aren't just chock full of junk, and they are organized. My pens are now in one place. My things here are organized. My planner has a spot, so it's not sitting on top of the drawer right here that would have to be open. And so, yeah, it's all organized. And like I said, my little monitors, so I have to run my empire on 3 screens. So there's my laptop screen plus 2 screens. Anyway, so all of this is better. And then over here, like I said, everything's like organized. So like, here's my new catalog kickoff schedule. It's right there, ready to go. So yeah, I'm really excited with how this all turned out. And then I had all kinds of junk over here. Also, we've discovered a couple of things. Dina has a problem with notebooks and bags. Yeah, like notebooks and bags. I like to purchase both of those things. We are currently on a break from that. So anyway, can you like And you guys, seriously, my room is brighter because there's so much white showing where it wasn't white before. So that's kind of glorious. So there you go. That's what I did last week. And actually, let me show you one other thing. So this is another little project that my husband helped me with yesterday. So you guys might relate to this if you have a husband or a spouse with tools. He has his laser level and we put up shelving. So, and he's making a funny face, but I was laughing because the laser was going across him. But isn't that funny? So he hung shelves for me in my office, or this is the shipping department. And these shelves are to help get all the stuff that's on the tabletops so that we can sort bag or class packets easier. Because right now it's kind of a mess. So anyway, he did that for me yesterday. So bless his heart. So that was my weekend, and part of my week last week. So we were so doing all of that, and like I said, it is a process that will continue. At first, I was like, oh, she doesn't need to help me with my stamping table, but yeah, I'm gonna have her help me with my stamping table too. So I will help you. That was actually the first thing she said was to put those shelves up. And Whitney and I were seriously like, oh, like, why didn't we think of that? That's pretty basic, but yeah. So anyway, I've got a lot of other stuff to do today. So let's kind of move along. I've got stuff to give out. I've got stuff to show you, and we've got stuff to stamp. So first of all, I want to show you some cards from my mailbox. I've got some really pretty cards. This one is from my upline who sent me this with a little card for the things I've been busy doing in my business. That was really sweet. This is from Denise. And this is a beautiful card. This one is from one of my team members, from Anne, and she just had the sweetest message in here. So thank you so much, Anne. I really appreciate it. And it's always wonderful to receive a card from you. And she, of course, has some of my favorite stuff on here. So I love that. And then this was another card from one of my team members who I just love this card. Isn't this gorgeous? This is from Karen, who's on my team. And thank you so much for this gorgeous card, Karen. It just made me happy. This is the let's see, what is this set called? Something about a sailboat. Let's set sail. I knew it. And then the new Rays of Light background stamp. And oh, what a beautiful card that is. So thank you to Miss Karen. And then this was such a sweet card too. This came from Julie, who sent me a really sweet card about Izzy getting back home. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. I loved your card, by the way. So fun cards there. I also have, let's see. Okay, so guys, this will make you giggle. So last week, if you were on my blog, you saw I did a popsicle, or not a popsicle. That's not what that is. I'll show you. I did a card with a lollipop. That's what they're called. Oops, that is not what I wanted. The Creativity Cave. Go. Okay, so I did this really bright colored card, right? And then this lollipop. So I've had this lollipop, well, for just a couple months. I got it at a sugar store. It's actually called It's Sugar, I think. And so I have a tote. Okay, now not everybody has a tote of candy in their office, right? I mean, maybe we have a snack drawer. I have one of those too, but this is separate. I have a tote of candy that I can use for projects, okay? Like this one that I post on my blog. Well, the tote was huge. Like it was 15 by 15 by 15 cubed. So a really big tote, right? I did not need that much candy. So we went through that, and now my candy fits in like a shoebox size. So that is reasonable. I did keep this lollipop though, because it's too pretty to Like not like I got a comment on my video that somebody's son was watching or saw them watching this video and was like, "Can I have that?" And I was like, "Yeah, no. It's too pretty." But anyway, I thought you guys might like that. I have a tote of candy, but I had to pare it down. First of all, we took anything that was like pieces in the bag and then the bag didn't move, like it was all one hard chunk. Those went. That was easy. Chocolate that was like 4 years old. We threw that away too. Whitney was really sweet. She helped me taste test a couple things. Some of them good, some of them not so good. So, okay. I've got a couple of stamp sets to give away. I have the Pretty Medallion stamp. I love this set. It's such a cool stamp. So I drew a couple names, and I have Sarah Bond. So congratulations to you, Miss Sarah. I know I have your address. And who else do we have here? Tanya Nade. So congratulations to you. So you ladies will each receive this stamp set. Now they are receiving this because they either shared my video from this week on Facebook or they ordered through my online store, and that is how they got entered. So congrats to you both. Then we also had a contest. And hold on, I gotta grab my mug. I've got my good old friend's mug here. So I love this mug. So I got this as a gift from somebody, but it's really helpful for doing this. So we had a card challenge with a fun fold that's been on my blog. Do you remember? It was the card with the bear on it. Or at least I think I had a bear on it. It was a really cute card. It's probably sitting over on my desk in my new card organizational section. But anyway, so I have a whole bunch of people who are going to be entered into the drawing. And I have a bundle to give away, the Santa's Delivery. So I've got all kinds of people. Now, I will just preface this by saying if you win and you are international, I have to give you a digital gift. So if that's the case, I'm looking to see. I don't know if any of these people are international. So far, I don't think so. But I will give you a digital gift, and then you can win a prize as well. So I've got my tickets almost are all in here. So that is awesome. Oh, Sonia, she is entered and she's international. So if you win, Sonia, I will send you something digital. Anyway, so here we go. The winner is who do we have? Leanne White. Congratulations, Leanne. So you will get the Santa's Delivery bundle, stamp set, and dies. Way to go, Miss Leanne. Now today, I believe we're going to do a new challenge, a new fun fold card that will be our challenge for until the first week of August. So that is exciting. Way to go. And I'm gonna thank you to my friend's mug for being a perfect size for doing drawings. Okay, so there we go. Got to get all those set out so Whitney can mail those tomorrow. All right, next up, fun folds. So this is actually, I have a card that this is based on. Oh, don't tell me it's not here anymore. I know I have it. Hold on. So this is a card I've actually had a few people. Okay, it's here. It's all good. Whew. I've actually had a few people ask me to make this card. So I want to show you this. This is a card I received in the mail from Hope. And actually, I think I might have seen Hope on here today. So yay. Hope sent me this a while back now, but she sent me some really cool cards. I will just tell you. So anyway, I had a couple of requests from people for me to demonstrate how to do this. And I don't know if there's a name for this fold or not, but we're gonna wing it. Okay, so there's a flap that opens here. Okay, and then it opens here like that. Okay, so it's a really nice kind of just a simple but a little different fold. Okay, so I thought we would make this today. Now, Hope used some things that we don't have anymore. This was from our last mini catalog. This is from the Abstract Beauty suite of goodies. But I thought we would put together a card with this. So I've had some requests for a few different things. Ooh, I think, you know what I've been just itching to use is this gorgeous Splendid Day paper. So I think we're going to use that on our card today. So I'm going to pull out a couple of patterns on here, and this paper is just so beautiful. Okay, so there's kind of a soft seafoamy pattern, and these are metallics. Okay. All right, so here we go. All right, so the first thing is we need our cardstock. So we're going to need a full sheet of cardstock to do this, and then we're going to cut it to be, so it is 10 inches by 5.5. All right, and I'm going to pull out, ooh, maybe I want to use white for this. I think I want to use white. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to use thick white. So 5.5, oops, by 10 inches. Okay. And then we're going to score at, I'll do it like this. We're going to score at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. Well, that is easy to do. 4 1/4, score, and 8 1/2. All right. So I'm going to draw a little diagram for those of you who would like to play along at home. And if anybody knows the name of this fun fold, or if there is one, let me know. Okay, so 4 1/4, or no, oh, sorry, and I already messed it up. 5.5 by 10-inch cardstock, and we're going to score at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2 inches. Okay, so this is 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. Okay, so there we go. Then we also need a second piece of cardstock, and that is going to be, let me get out my ruler. That is going to be 7 by 3. And then we're going to score at 3 1/2 inches on that. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces of cardstock to kind of start with. And then we can add all the layers and whatnot. So now my challenge, of course, will be for you to create your own version of this card and then share it. I will post a challenge graphic like I do each month. There'll be a new one, so don't post it under last month's. I will post this tomorrow, and then you can join in on the fun. So let's decorate this baby up. Okay, so we've got our, this is our 3x7 inch, scored it in half, and then we've got our 10 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. Okay. Now let's cut some DSP to decorate this baby up. So I'm going to cut a piece. I love these little bees on here. So let's cut a piece to be 3 3/4 by 5. I want to make sure my bee is in there. I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom just to make sure the bee is in view. So I'll trim a little more off the bottom there, like that. Okay, so look at that gorgeous piece. We're going to put that on the front of our card, but we're going to adhere it to a layer of soft Seafoam, which is the coordinating color of cardstock to coordinate with this. So I will make that piece 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, so 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, so that looks awesome. All right, and that's going to go on the front of our card, like so. Boom. Okay, now we need to also have something for our flap here. So I'm going to take the other side of this and cut that out, and I'll do kind of the same thing. So where this was 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, I'm going to cut a 5 1/8, and this is 1 1/2 inches. So 5 1/8 by 1 1.25 inches. No, 1 1/8 inches. Let's just double check that to make sure it's kind of jiving with what I've done so far. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so then this will be 1 inch by 5 inches. So I'm just going to cut it down to 1 inch by 5 inches. And I will put all of these additional measurements up for you later too. So if you want to do the same types of things, you can. Okay, so now likewise on here, we're going to put a pretty little pattern. So for the inside, or for this piece, by the way, so this is 3 by 3 1/2. So we're going to cut this to be 3 by 2 1/2. So 3 by 2 1/2. And that'll fit lovely on here. I'm going to put a layer of white behind this colored piece. Okay, and then on the inside, I'm going to take and add another piece of this. And I've got some schmutz on my cardstock here that I kind of messed up. So I'm going to make sure I use that end of the cardstock. Okay, so now for this piece, I'm going to do 3 1/4 by 2 3/4 because it can take up a little bit more space. It's just to decorate the inside, and that will actually go on that flap. And then I'll put a white flap to go right here. Okay, so let's cut that piece. We need 2 pieces of white. So I did 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. So 3 1/4, or no, 3 1/4 by 2 3/4, right? Pretty sure. Yes. And then this piece was 2 1/2 by 3. So I want to do 2 5/8 by 3 1/8. And that's just a skinny little piece of white on the outside, and that looks amazing. Okay, so let's take and put all of this together. So we've got all of our layers, and once again, I will post all of these dimensions so that if you want all the layers, you can certainly copy the layers that I'm using. I guess there isn't really a right or upside right or upside wrong. That's how you say that, right? Upside right or upside down. I don't know. Goodness. Sometimes I really wonder. Okay, so there we go. Then these 2 pieces are going to go on the outside, but I want to sandwich them with a little bit of ribbon. So I'll adhere these 2 pieces, and then we're going to get some ribbon involved before I adhere them to this piece. Okay, so I'm going to hold off on that for a moment. Then let's adhere these layers. So we've got a 1-inch piece that's going to fit right here on this. And as I'm closing this, I see there's a little bit of a bubble. So we're going to kind of convince it of its of what it needs to do with our bone folder. That can be a very effective method of convincing. And now we used this piece on the other side. And you know what? We actually could use this piece again right here. Does that line up? I guess I cut a little bit off, but, well, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like that better, to be honest. We're going to do it. It's all good. I was going to do that, but I actually think it'll be cooler to have the metallic on the outside. The metallic is so pretty. Okay, so there we go. Now, next up, let's glue these 2 layers together. And then, of course, we can decorate the inside if we want. As well. I kind of like having that white card base on here. Okay, just making sure I don't have any ribbon commitments at this point. So far, so good. Okay, now lots of ribbon options for us. One option is, we got to make sure the B shows. One option is to do some fresh freesia ribbon on here. Another option is to do some glittered organdy ribbon. So which do you think we should do for the ribbon? Let me know in the comments. It's so pretty. Oh. Yes, Joy, math is hard. As Whitney would say, I'm too pretty to do math. So let me know. Okay, ooh, glittered organdy, glittered organdy. I like it, fresh freesias, FF. Okay, 1. Fresh freesia, Glitter, 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 Freesia, glitter, 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 fresh Freesia organdy. The new soft Seafoam ribbon. Ooh, that's a good idea too, Joy. Joy has now added a third contender in the mix. If you need to revote, you can. Oh, wow. I feel like it's a little bit split, except maybe organdy has the edge. And now there's an SS for soft Seafoam. Oh, so many choices. I kind of feel like maybe the white is probably the best, only because it goes with both. You know what I mean? So I feel like we're gonna go with both. Ooh, Joanne's soft Seafoam, final answer. I love you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna put my ribbon in between these two layers. And then I want to make sure I have enough to go around so that I can tie a bow. So I'm going to leave just a little bit longer. Okay. And generally I like white. I like glittered ribbon. I wish we just had this without the glitter though. Just plain old white ribbon. I wish a lot of things about our ribbon. But here's what I like about the glittered organdy is it kind of picks up the pink of the fresh Freesia, and then it also has the green of the Seafoam metallic. So it kind of really does go really nicely with both. So I'm just gonna say that out loud. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start by actually adhering this across the back, like so. And then that will hold everything into place so the ribbon doesn't go like flying off, which is kind of handy. And look at that. You can't see the adhesive white on white. Oh, I love it. Okay, next up, we're going to adhere this layer to my card so that I don't accidentally cover up the bee. Okay, so I'm going to put a fair amount of adhesive on this just because I want to make sure it doesn't pop off that metallic paper. And we're not covering the bee. Everything's okay. Okay, and that's on there a little crooked. That's not good, you know. But luckily, Seal is forgiving at first. It's a little more permanent later. But it's forgiving at first, so let's just get all that back in here and then make sure it's on there straight. Now it's straight. Okay, and then we're gonna put our other layer, this piece, over the top of our ribbon. And again, I wanna adhere this somewhat better than maybe I normally would. Okay, so, ooh. Oh yeah. But maybe it's gonna go like this. Okay. So I guess, or no, it does go like this. Yeah, okay. Da, 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 da. There we go. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so there we have that. So we can tie this. I'm not going to tie it too much. I'm just going to do it like that so you get where the direction is going on this beautiful card. Okay, so these are our basic measurements. Then let's talk about some of those detailed measurements. Okay, so then for our layers, I'm using this with a little more fine point. And I'm actually going to measure this just because I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so we had 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 cardstock. Mine is soft Seafoam. And then that was a 3 3/4 by 5 DSP layer. And then we had, for this, oh, then we also, oh shoot. Then this piece was 1 1/8 by 5 1/8 cardstock. Again, soft, oops, Seafoam. And then a 1 by 5 piece of DSP. That was for the flap. And then for this, we had three by 2.5. Okay, so we had 2 5/8 by 3 1/8 cardstock. I did white, and then a 2.5 by 3 DSP. And then we also had on the inside, and then was, I think that was what, 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. 2 3/4 by 3, 1 white, 1 DSP. That's for the inside. Okay, so now you have all the layers. Yes, the Freesia was 3 by 7. These are the layers that we put on those two base layers. So we had this outside piece, and then this was the Freesia piece. So this was white on mine, actually thick white, and this was fresh Freesia. Okay, so there you have all the dimensions. I will also type all of this up and put it in the description of this video as well as on my blog post so that you can understand all of this. Now, all of this card challenge is happening on my Stamping with the Creativity Facebook group. And there is actually information about that in the description of this video right now. Stamping with the Creativity Cave Facebook group. You do have to request to be a member of that, but make sure you answer the question and I'll approve you, and then you can see all the inspiration because y'all are really great stampers and you share lots of great ideas in these challenges that we do. So you will have until the second Monday of August to finish this, okay? Or I should say the second Sunday of August to get your card in. I don't know what day that is because I don't have a calendar in front of me, but I will put all that information in the post up tomorrow. So there we go. Okay, so now let's finish this up because we're not actually done. We just have all the layers. It looks lovely now, doesn't it? Okay, so now in here we can decorate this as well. So we can add more DSP. We can do whatever we want. So I feel like I'm going to throw a layer of DSP in here. So I'm going to go 1 1/4 by 5 1/4 for the inside, because we can't put double layers on absolutely everything. It will be too thick at the end if we put like a zillion layers on this card. So I'm just going to put the 1 DSP layer in here. And, oh, but do we do the metallic? I'm a little worried that like weird stuff will happen to the metallic on the inside of my card. Like if it rubs it, like it'll rub off on the inside. So I'm just going to do this layer. Plus it's pretty. It's okay. All right, then I'm gonna take, now this this paper coordinates with the Splendid Thoughts stamp set. Oh, now someone said this would be a really great wedding invitation. It sure would, as long as you were not inviting like 500 people to your wedding. Then it would be great. This would be one of those small intimate weddings because that's a lot of work to put together for a wedding invitation. I'm just saying. Okay, so I think we should do a little stamping on the inside of our card here to kind of coordinate with all the things we have going on. So first off, what if, I just love the dies in this set, and there's this glorious die we could die cut this little pot and then have some sprigs coming out of our pot, okay? Then we could also maybe have one popping out in along with what we stamp. Okay, so let me quick run these through my machine. Maybe I'll do white for this. Okay. I hate it when my die moves. I had this all nice and set up, and then my die moved. Turn it. Okay, so I've just die cut a couple of these pieces. Now, by the way, I do happen to have a class with this bundle going on this month. It comes out next week. No, next week, the week after. But on the 31st, whatever that is. I think that might be a Sunday. But it'll be out shortly. I'm excited about these projects, by the way. They're so gorgeous. Okay, so that looks lovely, but let's do a little more stamping. Okay, so there's die cuts for these and stamps for these, so you can kind of do whatever. What I love about them is they're beautiful, and we can do them kind of subtly. I haven't even used these ones quite yet. I love that. Okay, so by the way, if you did the creativity or create now or whatever that was called that Stampin' Up did for demonstrators, don't forget, I think today is the last day we have access to that stuff. I was looking at that this morning. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to take and stamp with my soft Seafoam. And because I don't want to mess up my card that's so pretty already, I'm going to just take a scrap and try this and make sure I like the look of this before I do it to the inside of my card. Do you ever do that? Like try things out? Ooh, I should have stamped that first. That's the first thing we need to know. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to stamp that on there like so. Oh yeah. Okay, and this does not line up, and it's kind of like by design, which is kind of glorious. And then we can just add that on there to just add a little something extra. I might leave it off. Maybe I want it. Maybe I'll just... Oh, I think that's all right. Okay, so now I'm going to faux pop this up. And the reason I say faux is because it's going to be popped up with two stacked glue dots versus like a dimensional, because a dimensional would be too thick because this is on the inside of a card. But if I stack two glue dots up on top of one another, I am creating a little bit of lift on here, so it's not completely flat. And then I can add this and it will look just fine. And I will put this on with a glue dot that I just sort of shove in there like so. And there we go. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, now the outside of our card, I feel like I really want to show off that beautiful paper and everything. So I'm going to use a die to just stamp my sentiment. Okay. Like we could do, let's celebrate. Today is a day to remember. And then on the inside, much love in your new life together. I like that. Yay. Okay, so let's get all of that. Okay, Do I have all that? So, much love in your new... Oh, I need Let's Celebrate. Oh, no, I have Let's Celebrate. Okay. Okay, so let us stamp these on a scrap. And let me see, I want to see what this will fit, basically. So I'm going to use fresh Freesia ink. So we've got Let's Celebrate. And today is a day to remember. That was crooked. But we're going to see what this will die cut out. There we go. Ooh. Now I do have this die. Will that fit? Not quite. That's from the sweet, what is this set called? Something about succulents. Simply Succulents. I had that sitting out on my desk. That won't work though. Hold on. Ooh. This is the mini pocket on envelope dies. That doesn't fit either. I hate when it doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. Never mind. That won't work. Ooh. This is the, something about tags. Designer Tags dies. Will this work or won't it? That will work. Okay. So I'm going to use this to die cut this out. Hold on. And look at that. So that's a little fancy. And that we can pop up. And then, of course, we're going to decorate. Okay, now on this piece right here, I feel like we can do the eucalyptus stamp. And, you know, in Dina's world, these are all naturally occurring colors in nature. So our eucalyptus is going to be fresh Freesia. Ooh, going to need a longer block than that. Okay, so the inside panel, which we of course have already adhered, we can protect our handiwork by putting a Post-it note down right here so as to not get any ink where we don't want it. And I'm just going to stamp the detail along here in my fresh Freesia ink. And there we go. Okay. All right, we'll remove the Post-it. So everything is looking good. Oh, we've got our day to remember. Let's pop this up. And you could tie a bow or something on this if you wanted, but I kind of think the tag is fancy enough that we can leave it without any ribbon on here, but we will embellish it. All right. Ooh, this is going to be beautiful. We could have also done Let's Celebrate a Day to Remember on the inside. And then in here, we're going to do the other one. Oh, what is that? I actually think I'm going to stamp this in some smoky slate ink, just to make it nice and not too whatever. Much love in your new life together. Aw, I guess we could have put that on the in the inside of this too, but there we have it. So I'll tie this up and then we're going to embellish, like I said, a little bit. So pretty. And there is a bee stamp. You could add a bee stamp to some part of this if you wanted. Okay. Ta-da! All right. Someone said pearls. So maybe we've also got these little, yeah, I think that's a little too Vegas wedding-y for me. We will go with the pearls. I don't know where mine went. I have iridescent pearls. That would be perfect for this. And they are not where they should be, which actually I would have expected them to be where they should be. So that's not good. Let us see. Where did they get away to? I could also use some of these red and green adhesive backed pearls. Well, these are, I think, are called seasonal pearls from the mini catalog. So I think I'm going to go with the silver ones on here because they will add a nice little touch. All right. So here we go. So I'm going to put one right there. That one got away from me. Ooh, there we go. We've got that. And then I'll put one there. And then I'll put one there. I think that'll look nice. I don't know. Do I need more of these? I'm afraid of where to stick them. Put one right here. And another one up here, and one final one up there. There we go. So they're kind of sprinkled. All right, so there we have it. Again, if you would like to join us you can create your own version of this. I'll put both of these samples up because here's another one that I got in the mail from Hope. So thank you, Hope, for the beautiful card and the inspiration for our challenge this time around. And you have until the second Sunday of August to complete your project and then post it to be entered into a drawing for a free bundle. Woohoo! So there you go. Okay. There's that. I think I saw somebody said if an international person wins, will I send them a card in the mail? Well, of course I can do that. The reason I can't send you product is that is a rule of Stampin' Up, not a rule of mine, but I have to follow the Stampin' Up rule because like they're kind of picky about that stuff. So we want to make sure Stampin' Up is okay with Dina. Dina follows the Stampin' Up rules. That's what I'm trying to say. So, okay. I needed a sip of Diet Coke after all that. All right, so that was our really, really, really long first card. Okay, our next card is going to be a lot quicker. And by a lot, I mean a lot quicker. All right, I am going to do a really simple card. One of our requests for today was actually a card featuring the new Ringed with Love, Ringed with Nature DSP. I never remember what this stuff is called. It's in the celebration offering, Rings of Love designer series paper. So there's all kinds of gorgeous patterns. I actually used one of these last week on a card. I used this pattern on a really simple card. So this time I'm going to do another simple card, but with a different pattern. I also had requests to use some of the new fall stamps that are in the mini catalog. So we're going to hit 2 birds with 1 stone on this one. Okay, so I cut a piece that is 3 by 5 inches. And I'm simply going, and you can do this card with any of the patterns in the pack of paper, which is really one of my favorite things to do, is to just switch around designs and remake the same card. Okay, so I'm just going to put a slit about a 1/2 inch up on there, and then I'm going to go from the corner of the paper to the slit and repeat on the other side. Note, I did not measure this, so it's probably right. There we go. And now I've created a little flag here, so that was easy to do. I'm going to curl this slightly just because that's how I roll. And I'll attach this to my card with a little bit of seal like that. Okay, next I die cut ahead of time 2 of my Stylish Shapes dies. One in Poppy Parade, which coordinates with this paper, and then one in Basic White. And for this, I'm going to do a little stamping. So we've got some images in the coordinating bundle, which is the Ringed with Nature. I was going to say Rooted in Nature. That was a set that was retired. Shh, don't talk about it. But so I really like this one. Lots of great stamps that coordinate with this, as well as lovely dies that also coordinate. So I wanted to do a big thank you. There's not a thank you in the stamp set, but there is a thinking of you, a get well, a just for you, a Merry Christmas, a love and warmth, and happy anniversary, which is a wonderful lineup. But I wanted a thank you card, so I pulled my thank you out of the stamp set Good Feelings. I like this set. It's very nice. So I'm going to stamp this in some, I think I'll go with Poppy Parade ink. Okay, so let me ink that up and stamp that down. So there we go. Okay, so that looks great. Now I want to add a couple of those other stamped images from this set. Like I said, there's all kinds of fun things on here. So we've got some acorns that are going to kind of coordinate here with my DSP. So I think I'm going to stamp an acorn on here. Now to do the acorn, I'm going to take the mushroom. Okay, so there's like these mushroom images. And then there is an acorn stamp, which I thought I had mounted, but I do not. So let me grab that. So we've got the top of an acorn that we can use. And by the way, oh, I just happen to have a class on this coming out later this month as well. Actually, we are just finalizing the projects for this, and I must say they're fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to do that on a little scrap of paper. And are there dies to cut this stuff out? Well, there is an acorn. Well, we're going to use this instead. So anyway, there are dies that cut this out, but I'm going, ooh, not that color though. I'm going to use my stamps because they're a little smaller and they'll kind of fit with my card a little better. So I'm going to use some crumb cake and some soft suede because they will match my DSP. Okay, yeah, that could have been real bad. And P.S., what am I doing inking all 3 of these up? Oh, it's like I'm not a professional stamper. Goodness Rookie mistake. We'll clean that off. All right, I think I want this. This one is going to look really nice with my acorn. So I'll ink that up. Do you see how I did that? And then I'm going to add the acorn top to this, like so. And then I'm just going to fussy cut this out. This isn't too much. And maybe I'll do 2 of those now that I'm sitting here. We did this one. I got a little extra on there, but that's okay because we're going to cut this off. So I'm just going to do 2, and I'll cut these both out quickly so I can add them to my card. Now there are dies that will die cut this out, but they don't coordinate with the stamps. They're a little bigger. So you can die cut yourself an acorn if you want, but this is a little smaller. Okay, somebody's here. Do you guys want to see? Can I say hi? Say hello. 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 Okay, there you go. Sorry, we're back. Izzy came down.
I burped.
Oh, she did just burp. Did she have dinner? Is that why? Yeah. I guess that's a compliment on the chef. What are you looking for in my new organized dress?
Your label maker.
Oh, my label maker? I think that is actually on the table behind me. Right over there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Come on, Izzy.
He was opening like all the drawers of my desk.
Izzy.
Okay. Ooh. I will give Izzy a kiss from her Aunt Kelly. She misses you. Okay, so now we've got 2 acorns that we can add to our card. All right, so let's finish this baby up. All right, so one of my favorite ways to use ribbon that's not a bow or a knot or whatever is to take and pop it up, or I'm sorry, let me say this better. I'm going to add a zigzag of ribbon. I've got, this is red ribbon, mini ruffled ribbon, but it will totally work with our Poppy Parade. And so I'm just going to do a zigzag of ribbon, and then the zigzag goes between the 2 layers of my dies. So I think that's kind of fun. All right, so let's attach this down to our card like so. And I'm sort of centering this on here, not quite, like this is centered on the card, not just a little off because we've got that tag. And then I'm going to put a little adhesive to hold my ribbon in place in the zigzag. There we go, that's good. And then we'll pop this up right over the top, and then we'll add our acorns to decorate. And so I'm going to put kind of a dimensional in the 2 corners, and then the ribbon holds basically everything else up in place. Okay, so that looks good. And then, as mentioned, we'll put our little acorns on here to decorate. Ah, isn't that cute? And it's just so perfect for fall. Which, I mean, let's be honest, it's not fall yet. And I think most of you would agree with the temperatures outside. We're a ways off of fall. But I like to think about it. And you know what? I don't really like this extra little thing up here. So I'm just going to cut it off because I can. It's my card. And I think I'm going to cut that one off too because it just looks inappropriate. I don't want to say what I think that looks like, but I don't like it. Okay. So there we go. Now we could also decorate this with those same pearls we were using just a moment ago on our last card. Of course, that is fully dependent on if I can remember where I put them. Which, you know how it goes. Ah, here we go. So we've got these red ones up here, and wouldn't those be nice? So we can add a couple of these. Like that. There we have it. So now you could repeat this card, like I said, with any of the patterns of paper in this packet. So you could do it with this. You could do it with this, okay? You could do it with this. And then, of course, there's the other sides. So you can repeat this card just by switching up some things. And then, you know, you've got a lot of options. It's a really simple card layout that you can reuse multiple times. Okay, so then we've got one more card. Now, this next card is a little bit complicated, but I did do a lot of the work ahead of time to make it go a little quicker. This is a beautiful card, and it's actually one that is right out of the catalog. But I had a question. So Anna, this is for you, my dear. She asked me what die created this card on page 8 of the catalog, the green card. So let me show you how this was done. Ours is gonna be real similar to that, not exact, but real close. Okay, so I'm going to start by die cutting the die. So this is the candy cane set. We're actually going to use 2 bundles, so it's all part of that whole suite that's on page 8 of the catalog. So there's the sweet candy canes, and this die is in that set. Okay, or yeah. Then we're also going to use the Christmas banners. Again, this is part of that whole suite. And I will tell you, I was not on board with this set, but I did kind of, I don't want to say begrudgingly, but I did get it. Thinking, I don't know, but now after making this card, I'm really on board with it. I like it. So what I did is I took a half sheet of garden green and I scored it at 5.5 inches. Okay. And then after I scored it, I ran it through with the die. Okay. So there's the die. I'm going to flip this over and give it a good crease. So I just centered that die up on, from my, on that quarter sheet area. Okay. Then I took another, like a quarter sheet of garden green, and I actually cut it down ever so slightly and die cut this again. Okay. So I just basically have the same exact piece die cut twice. This time I cut it down so it's roughly 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So it's just a little smaller. So we're going to take this piece, and you can see it's exactly the same. We're going to flip it upside down so the back side is now up. Okay, and we're going to adhere it to the inside of our card like that. And that is how you get the crisscross, is you die cut it twice and flip it. Now, I'm thinking that this die is really cool for the candy canes and all, but I feel like there's so many options for this. This die, like beyond just candy canes. Like I can see rainbows, and this looks to me like Argyle. So we could do this in like 2 colors of blue for a masculine themed card. So there's so many options I'm seeing with this set that like I said, I kind of begrudgingly got this stuff because I was like, I don't know. And part of it was I just wasn't emotionally prepared for Christmas. I think that was part of my hesitation. And I'm still, I will be honest, not emotionally prepared for Christmas, even though I know some of y'all out there are like, yay, it's almost here. I'm like, it is summer, hold up. We have fall first and everything. So anyway, that's how that goes. Okay, so let's adhere that. Now, the tricky part is adhering it. I'm not going to lie. That is a little bit tricky. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to probably just anchor this down in a few spots with some dots of glue. Okay, so for instance, we can put this, all four corners, we can definitely put a little touch of glue on. Okay, and then we can kind of judge a few more spots. Ooh, but we did not judge well, did we? Yowza. This is what an adhesive remover is for. Oh, I think we're just going to stick with our 4 dots. Okay. That was brilliant, Dina. So what I want to do is make sure that, I was thinking I would just tack this down in a few spots, but I think actually the corners are really all I need. But what I want to do is make sure, and we'll fix this, by the way. I want to make sure that my edges are kind of lined up. Okay, and that is why I cut that second piece a little smaller than the quarter sheet. So it was 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, and we're going to get this stuck down. We're going to get rid of the excess of glue that's on here. And if you feel like you need to put a little more adhesive down, you certainly can, but I'm going to leave it loose like this. And then I'm literally wiping off the excess, and we'll use our adhesive remover to get any remaining. And I really just want to make sure I don't rip any of these. Yeah, we're good. So, yep, don't even bother. Just do the edges. Okay, so there we have that. And now you can see the front side is nice, and then the back side not as pretty. But there's a solution to that as well, and it is an additional quarter sheet of cardstock. And this time I cut it just like a sliver smaller than a quarter sheet. So it's like 4 3/16 by 5 7/16, or whatever, or no, 9/16, you know, or no, 7/16, whatever, just a teeny sliver off. Okay, and now I'm going to close this up. So you see all of the pattern on here. Okay, and you could even pop this layer up with like your foam adhesive strips if you wanted. Maybe that's what I'll do, because I think giving it a little bit of lift might be kind of fun. Okay, but here again, you got to be careful. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm not confident that that'll look good. Maybe I will down here. I just don't want my foam adhesive strip to show. I feel like up here it's going to be too tight. But maybe we could do like part way. I can do a foam adhesive strip on here. Okay. We'll see. We'll see how this all comes together. Ooh, I gotta check my sales and do my 2 million watch. We're getting close, guys. Close. Okay, that actually worked pretty well. So I didn't put any at the spine of my card, but I did put part like 3/4 of the way and then at the bottom. And then that gave me a little lift. And now the inside is all nice and neat. It's not a mess, but we still have that pretty appearance of that, I don't know what you call that, plaid stripe, argyle stripe, whatever. Okay, so there we go. Okay, did you doubt me, Joy? Don't say it's true. Okay, so now on the card, this is where I did a lot of the work ahead of time. So I stamped my banner in, I used Sweet Sorbet ink. And this, by the way, is garden green. Okay, so I stamped Sweet Sorbet ink. So now I want to add my sentiment to this. And there's lots of options. So I think I'm just going to say maybe Season's Greetings, because I think that would be easy. Of course, I've got everything except that probably mounted on my stamp set. Season's Greetings. Okay, so we'll do that in garden green. Yeah. Oh my gosh, garden green didn't sound right to me for some reason. I don't know. And I love the Sweet Sorbet. I just think it's a nice color for the red. And garden green. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to flip this way, and I'll do Seasons, which is a little bit shorter. And then Greetings. So Seasons, Greetings. And oh, do I love that we can see through for that. Oh, that looks fantastic. So yay, I die cut that ahead of time. So we'll kind of put this on here like so. Then I also have die cut some of the sprigs. Now these are stamps and dies from the Christmas Banners bundle. So I did a couple sprigs in gold. This is from the Glimmer paper that is in the holiday catalog. All right, and then I've got some sprigs in vellum, and we're just going to kind of build these up. I did a little stamping of some sprigs as well as some holly, and look at me, I die cut all this out ahead of time. Now this is based loosely, like I said, on the sample in the catalog, but I did change it slightly just because I felt like it. It's my card. I can make it how I want. But such a pretty card. Now there's these branches, and they will hold holly berries, which I have die cut. So look at me, fancy pants. So awesome. Okay, so I've got all the pieces and parts. Let's just get them adhered in place. Now, because we've got all these layers, I feel like one thing that's good, and I believe it's in the sample as well, is to kind of anchor them down with a little bit of paper. So there's a little designer series paper in there. So let's just grab a sliver of that. Okay, so we've got this beautiful paper. It is really fun, by the way. We've been working on our paper shares here, and they are very cute. Okay, so I'm trying to decide which pattern I want to use, and I think I'm going to use this red kind of polka dotty pattern. And I think I'll do an inch and a quarter. Seems like a decent amount. Inch and a quarter by maybe 5. We'll see. We'll see if that's right. If not, I've got another piece. Now, what's nice about this is that it will kind of hold up everything. That we're trying to here. Okay, so I'm gonna pop up my banner. And oh goodness golly, we're going late. I talked too long about my organization. Okay. All right, so now we're just gonna tuck things in, and I kind of like doing the opposing ends. And then I like sort of positioning everything and then gluing it all down once I'm happy with the location of it all. So I'll just sort of stuff things in and then adhere later. And I like the vellum because it's nice to add a layer without adding too much busyness. Okay. So I'm going to use my glue dots. Glue dots are just the best. And then I've got vellum. There we go. We'll cover that up with this sprig. And we've also got some holly leaves too, which will look nice. And then this little branch is where those berries will go. I did a couple really involved cards today and then a couple really simple ones. So, or I guess one simple one. There's a holly. Maybe we'll put another one kind of over here. So here again, this is probably not going to be the Christmas card you make 100 of. But if your sweet grandma who likes your cards, or your sweet mom who loves your cards that you make, if she would appreciate the fancy one, then this is the one you're going to give her. And then you're going to take that die and make all kinds of other things. Oh, I love this. Ooh, Sharon has her mind going with ideas. Oh, that makes me happy. I love inspiring you. I know sometimes after my lives, I like think of all these other things, or often I'm like, oh, I finished my live and I'm like, oh, I should have done this, and oh, and this, oh, and this, and I could have done this. It's like, oh, there's only so many ideas I can share. Sometimes my brain is exploding, and I feel like if I get my office space a little better under control, that I can share more of my ideas too. I really do feel that. Okay, I'm gonna stick that one under there like that. And then I've got another holly leaf, which we can stick in here. And Carl is working tonight, so I think that means it's date night for me and my hubby. Okay, now I am gonna take, and I don't feel like I have all my red balls. I'm looking to see if they've kind of gotten away from me. My berries. I might need to die cut a few more of these, but we'll put these on our thing, our stem, and there we go. That set of glue dots has like little glue string coming out of them. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, so here we go. This is where your take your pick tool really earns its place. It just works so awesome with these little detailed pieces. Okay, and like I said, I think I'm short a couple balls, berries, whatever these are. You're welcome for that. So I'll have to probably stamp and die cut these to get the last few on here, but we'll get the first several put down anyway, and then I'll finish up the rest either when I clean my desk and find them, or when I die cut some more. Okay, so that looks gorgeous. Now the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add a few more pearls, and we're gonna stick to these same pearls. This time I'm gonna use the gold ones, and we'll just tack a couple gold pearls in and amongst the goodies. here to embellish, and I just think this is so pretty. And ooh, one right there. So there we have it. Oh, so gorgeous. So there's this card. Now on the inside, by the way, we can attach a piece. Let me do just one more quick little stamping. We can attach a piece of cardstock as well. And here we can say either just for you or 'tis the season. Those are some words that come with our set. And then add in some of these pieces that come with it. So there's plenty of stamps that we can add as well. So I'm going to pull out a little bit of soft Seafoam. Who knew? This is actually kind of a great color for adding sort of subtle images like this. And we had a little pool party, so I think we could do some of that. I might stamp the pool party off just a little. I did that off camera. So there's a pool party branch in there. And then I'm gonna, where? Oh, this one. We'll do a little garden green in here. Okay. And then we can even do our berries with a little bit of soft Seafoam like that. And actually, I think I'll stamp my sentiment in here. So 'tis the season. And then to finish it off, some sweet sorbet for those berries. The ones, you know, the ones I need to die cut a few more of. Oh, and I just slid the pile. There we go. And this goes on the inside. And isn't that pretty? So kind of a masterpiece in Christmas stamping. All right, let me close my ink up and then I'll show you my projects from today. Just make a little more room on my desk. All right, so we've got this fancy card, this pretty card. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. I love you. By the way, if you liked my cards, a thumbs up would just rock my world. Let me know which one is your favorite in the comments if you're watching live or if you catch the replay later on. And then this was our fun fold, which is a card challenge over on my Stamping with the Creativity Cave Facebook group. And it opens like this and of course like this. So it's got all the things. Oh, so pretty. I'm also going to share with you my classes that I have going on, because I actually didn't do that at the beginning. We talked about so many things. Okay, I've got the new catalog kickoff party. You can still get in this. We've got 3 more lives left, so there's still plenty of fun stuff happening. There's a live, I think, tomorrow, and I have a live on Wednesday. We had one this morning, and then 3 last week, and then 1 later on this week. So yay, I'm so excited. 1 more later on this week, besides the 2 tomorrow and the next day. Like, there's 1 on Friday is what I'm trying to say. Jeez. Okay. My sunshine and creativity. Oh, wait, actually, these are out of order. So a couple other things. We have make and takes in conjunction with our new catalog kickoff. You don't have to be in the kickoff to get the make and takes. You'll still get all the content, but the make and take packets are really awesome. There's 9 glorious cards featuring these 3 bundles. You can add them onto your order if you would like. Of course, if you earn celebration rewards, you'll get those that you can redeem. If you want to substitute for other things, you certainly can, but they're really awesome projects. Then as mentioned, I have 2 online classes. The Splendid Day Creativity to Go kit is just going to be gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I would totally encourage you to do that one. And then the Rings of Nature. I used some of that DSP and the stamp set today on my cards. These are really awesome cards too, by the way. We just finalized those. And I have an ordering special happening through the 23rd. When you spend $75 or more in my online store, you will get these beautiful fine sparkle adhesive back gems as a gift from me for your order. And of course, at $50, you get a gift from Stampin' Up! As well. So it's just the best time ever to place an order. And of course, your support means the world to me. It helps me keep bringing awesome videos just like this to you each week. So thank you guys so much for stamping with me today. I will be right back here next Monday. Have a fabulous week, and we'll see you soon. Bye.